はい、皆さんおはようございます。Happy New Year! おはようございます。Good morning. This is Yui and Alu. Today we will be starting Japanese class. Sorry for the delay. I was in a prayer meeting, but I'll try to be on time next time. But thank you for joining today. So Happy New Year is 明けましておめでとうございます。明けましておめでとうございます。ちょっと待ってね。Maybe I can write. So,
Why?
Stuff, but about this one. 明けましておめでとうございます。行きましょう。出てきた。明けましておめでとうございます。Like this. 明けましてあれ明けましておめでとうございます。こんな感じです。This is Happy New Year in Japanese. You can say 明けましておめでとうございます make it more polite. So you can say either way, but 明けましておめでとうございます。私もよろしくお願いします。That's a very Japanese phrase. 今年もよろしくお願いします。You will help me today, as I said, this year, kind of like, it's a little hard to translate, but you know that we'll be dependent on each other, so really that's kind of like that, maybe. So here we are, we're gonna be working on Japanese this year, and New Year resolution we talked about last time. We decided anything. Has anybody's New Year's resolution is to learn Japanese more constantly or more words, hiragana, katakana, whatever it is. I hope that the okay. Oriru is to get down. So he wants to get down. Design thoughts. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay. So let's start with hiragana as that's the first part of the class. Little thing. So we've been going through 5 characters per week. This is week 4 because we have done I, U, E, O in the first week, Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko in the second week, Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So in the third week. So we had a pause last week, but this week is Ta, Chi, Tsu, Te, To. So the sound is, the second one is Chi. So it's you write a CHI and Aromaji. Tsu is also TSU is the way to write. For my last name contains this word, so I use TSU. 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 This is hard for Spanish speaking individuals. Tsu. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to. So that's what the hiragana for the week. That is, so everything starts from like left to right, right? Like you don't write the other way. So ta, you start with to right, and then go up and down, and then little pull inside kind of stuff, pull, right? And then chi is one line from left to right, and then go up, go round and down. Tsu is one stroke. Tsu. Tsu. Te is also one stroke from left to right. Te, one stroke, and then down. Te. And the last one is to. To, one, so like the angle, and then go up, and then okay, let's look at the video of the this is 立ちつてと so I'll make it slower. So if you make it slower, it's easier. So top, left, top and down, top. So I'm going to change the playback speed to 0.75. Chi, left to right, top, and all right. Okay. Tsu, so one stroke. Tsu, just one. Okay. And te, so also one stroke, left to right. And then down. Te, to, down. Okay, so that's tachitsuteto. So some of the words that I chose here is here. The green is takai. I just put this romaji of the letters that we are going over today. Other ones, assume that you know. So, okay, takai. Takai, that means high. Oh, also expensive, but depends on the context. I first thought it was like high, but it could mean expensive as well. Takai. Right? Takai. As in, it's actually the same kanji for the height, tall, and expensive. But so that's the first word, takai. And then the second word is osechi. Osechi. So the last word, the chi, is a new hiragana, right? And so osechi is food for the new year. We're gonna talk a little bit about that a little later. But osechi, we only eat that for the new year. It's like a bunch of different kind of food mixed up. It's in a box. So it's called osechi. Right? And then the third word is futsu. Futsu. Futsu is shoes. Any kind of shoes. Or generally for shoes. Futsu. And then the next one is de. De. One word. Easy, right? De. Hand. Okay, you got that right? Okay. The next is tokei. Tokei. Tokei is clock or watch. If it's a wrist watch, it's a different word. It's udedoke, means it has that word, that wrist in there. But tokei is the word for the clock in general. Tokei, tokei, tokei. Okay, then the last one here is tatsu. Tatsu. Tatsu is to stand up. Stand up. Tatsu. So, more words. The next computer exam your vocabs. It's great. Okay. So next is the Bible time. So I was thinking, okay, the Christmas is over. We want to be thinking about Jesus every day, but the Christmas story, we got to look at Mary and Gabriel, right? So wanted to do something different for the New Year. And so last year in a Bible study, we talked about Joseph for many weeks. And so I was like, oh, maybe this is good. And so there is in Genesis 37 and on. So here I put the word Genesis, soseiki, soseiki. So u doesn't sound, doesn't always sound exactly u. So when we say soseiki, that's the word for Genesis, soseiki. The 37 is 37 sho. So we could look at the numbers another time, but because we know it's 37 sho. Sho is a chapter. So 創世記37章. And So that's where the Joseph story starts. So the main person in the story is Jacob, who is Joseph's father, but in Japanese it's Jacob. Jacob. So it's quite different. Jacob. So this is katakana, right? Because it's a foreign name. And then the other one is Joseph, which is Yosef. Yosef. This is also katakana, so the se is looking a little bit different there. So those are the two main characters. So I'm gonna read in English first, and then go through the Japanese one, and maybe talk about some of the vocabs. So the Forgiving Prince is the title. The Jacob had 12 sons, but all his sons, Joseph was his favorite. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a splendid new robe. It was beautiful and rich with all the colors of the rainbow, but it made Joseph's brothers jealous. They wanted rich rainbow robes too. Then, to make matters worse, Joseph kept on having these special dreams. I dreamed I was the greatest. I was king, Joseph told his brothers, and you all bowed down to me. Now I'm sure you know, even if Joseph didn't, that telling the brothers things like that isn't a good idea. Isn't a very good idea. Joseph's brothers hated him even more. They wanted to kill Joseph in his dreams. And one day, that's exactly what they tried to do. They tore Joseph's rainbow robe off him and sold him to slave traders for 20 pieces of silver. So that's that for today. So, yurushi no oji is a word for the prince, forgiven prince. Yurushi is a forgiveness, and oji is a prince. So, and the story starts with Yakobu. Yakobu には12人の息子たちがいた。So, Jacob had 12 sons. ヤコブには12人の息子たちがいた。Jacob is the word Jacob, right? That has a 12人 is 12 sons. 息子 is son. So Jacob has 12 sons. その中でもヨセフは一番のお気に入りだ。ヨセフ is Joseph, right? So ヨセフは一番、1 is number one. 一番のお気に入りだ。So 一番、Joseph was Jacob's favorite. ある日、ヤコブはヨセフに目も覚めるような美しい新しい上着を与えた。So I have these words, 美しい, and I realized 美しい you can write with all the words that you've already learned. 美しい, it's beautiful. 美しい、新しい, this is other than la, you can also write, right? So 新しい. I put LA because it's not R sound, it's L sound to me more than R. Even though Japanese people are right R for those words, like these characters for la. Yeah, because it's 新しい. That's kind of the movement of the mouth. So 新しい is new. Uwagi is a gown or jacket. So Jacob, the father, gave Joseph に美しい新しい上着を与えた。So he gave him this nice robe. それは虹のように色とりどりの美しい珍しい糸で織られていた。So it's a beautiful robe with a nice string. それを見た兄弟たちは羨ましくて仕方がなかった。The brothers who saw that were jealous. 兄弟たち. The word it's used here is 兄弟たち. So I put it on the sheet here. 兄弟 is brothers. Could be brothers and sisters if it's mixed, that's fine. 兄弟たち makes it a plural. So 兄弟たち。This was 12 sons, right? So it's all boys. So 兄弟たち。So all the brothers were jealous of Joseph. ヨセフ。間が悪いことに夜になるとヨセフは特別な不思議な夢を見た。So at night, 夜になると夜 is at night, ヨセフは不思議な夢を見た。夢 is a dream, and like I will talk a little bit later, but the dreams are something like really special that you want to have a nice dream first few days of the New Year's to have a better year. So like the dream has special meanings in a lot of different cultures, right? So 夢の中でね、僕一番偉い人になったんだよ。王様だよ。So in my dream, 僕 is I, Joseph referring because he's a young boy then. 僕一番is number one 偉い人になった。一番偉い is like a top, the best, most high rank. 偉い人になったんだよ。王様だよ。The king. 王様 is a king. So Joseph said that to the brothers and the whole family. ヨセフははしゃいで兄弟たちに話した。ヨセフははしゃいで兄弟たちに話した。Joseph was talking to the brothers, 兄弟たち right? ヨセフははしゃいで兄弟たちに話した。So Joseph with excitement told that to the brothers. 兄弟たち、ヨセフ right? So はしゃいで is like being excited, it's kind of like animated. Sort of more for the terminology for it seemed a little childish. It's not bad, it's just like you are excited without not caring what others think kind of stuff. It's not a bad word, it's just very like innocent, pure kind of parts in it. Used more for the kids. それでね、兄弟全員が僕に向かってお辞儀したんだよ。And he said that all the brothers bowed down to him. So Joseph said that, right? 兄弟全員 is everybody, but 兄弟 again, 兄弟 you hear it here, right? 兄弟 the brothers all bow down. お辞儀をする is to bow down. お辞儀をする。So, ちょっと考えればわかると思うけど、たとえただの夢だと言っても、そんなことを兄弟に話して聞かせるのはあんまり賢いとは言えないよね。You think about it, even though it's a dream, ただの夢 is a dream, right? If you talk about that to brothers, 兄弟たちに聞かせるのはあまり賢いこととは言えない。It's not a very wise thing. もともとヨセフのことをあんまり面白く思っていなかった兄弟たちはますますヨセフのことが憎らしくなった。So Joseph's brothers didn't think Joseph and they didn't have a very good thoughts towards Joseph. They were already jealous. And he says that. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, they thought they hated him even more. Right? So, ますますヨセフのことが憎らしくなった。憎らしい is like that to hate. そうこうするうちにヨセフを殺したいとさえ思うようになった。So things went on. Brothers wanted to even kill Joseph, like their own brothers, but that was the feeling they had. ヨセフを殺したいとさえ思うようになった。殺したい is a to want to kill. そしてある日。And one day, ある日、兄弟たちはとうとう我慢できず、ヨセフを捕まえ、虹の上着を引き裂き、奴隷商人に売り渡した。So, the brothers couldn't bear anymore. 我慢できない。It's like can't bear anymore. ヨセフを捕まえ、grab Joseph, and 虹の上着を引き裂き、tear apart the rainbow robe, and 奴隷商人に売り渡した。sold Joseph to slaves. たった20枚の銀貨と引き換えに by exchanging with 20 silvers, only from 20 silvers. So 20枚 is 20, and mai is when you count something that's very thin. So this is not a good start for young Joseph. And what's going to happen next will be continue to read into this, but Joseph stayed close to God. So, God has blessed him, but this right now is not a happy time of his life. Somebody, his own brothers sold him for slavery, like to be a slave, and he goes somewhere else, but we'll talk about this next time. So, some of the words are here in the center. Yosef, right? Yosef to Joseph. So we'll continue to read a story of Joseph and move on. So wanted to look at. I thought there was. I had a page where I wanted to talk about some of the New Year stuff. I'm not sure if I can find the same one. Because I was looking at a website that I thought that we could sort of talk about things that we do in New Year's. Because there are some special things that we do. So let's see. Maybe I'll find. No. Let's see if. No, this is not the one. So some of the things, maybe I'll just look up and show you each one. So some of the things we do is to write a New Year card. Don't do much in a Christmas. I usually combine Christmas and New Year together. But New Year card is very common. This year is a year of cow with a 12 animal eto. So a lot of people use cows as a way to show the New Year's greetings. But a lot of people put pictures of the family, Happy New Year. So we do it electronically now too, but also with the mail. Similar to the Christmas here. Exchanging of Christmas card, and we do that with a New Year card with different family members, relatives, or people at work. So nengajo is the greeting card. So this is the first word, nengajo. So then the next one is osoji. This is the one, not even starting a new year, at the end of the year you do. And this drives my husband nuts because I have this urge to clean at the end of the year. It's like, I have to clean. It's like, I think it comes from you want to take all the, dirt and bad stuff for this year and not want to carry that to next year. So I think that's where it comes from. I don't have this I can't have a bad stuff or stuff like that, but I still have this feeling that you want to clean at the end of the year to have a fresh new year. Okay, that's not bad, right? So here I think it's a spring cleaning. I'm not sure if Latin culture has the season for the cleaning, but soji. Soji is the word for cleaning, but o is the word big. So it's a big cleaning. So you clean everywhere possible as much as you can, so that you have a nice new year. Soji. So this is pretty good because you can see, you can write almost all of it. G is a she. It has this little dot, ten. So it's almost the one that you know, she, because we talked about she already. There are three other things like that people like to put in front of the houses. Kadomatsu, which we our house never did, but kadomatsu. Let's see. It looks like this. It's really kind of nice. Like you see the bamboo. It's like arranged bamboo thing. And then shimekazari, which is the second one. Shimekazari. Should have the website. Shimekazari. It looks like this. Also, it has some link to the the Shinto tradition, but people do it regardless of the belief. I think sort of like a custom rather. And then Kagami mochi is also very typical for the New Year. It's the mochi is a rice cake. So you see here two mochi and the tangerine on top, and a lot of houses also have that. This is, I mean, I don't do that here, or I didn't do that in Japan because of what I believe, but this is very typical. And then you break it this after, I think it's 11th day of the new year, and break it and eat it. And so, of course, the rice cake become really hard and sometimes molded. But this is kind of how we do. So they will do that. And then in Japanese people like a lot of like first ones. So a lot of people like to see Hatsuhinode, which is this one here. Hatsu means to like the beginning or the first. Hatsu Hinode, it's a sunrise. So first sunrise, people get up early to see it. Hatsumode, to go to temple, usually shrine, but I think people go to temple too. Hatsumode is like you go to those Shinto temples for the New Year, which you never luck. I guess there's a lot of people, so it's really not a good thing to do at this time, especially. If I would ever say they like the crowd. I think that's what the reason is. So some people do, some people don't. So it's not like everybody does it, but a lot of people do it. Also, it's just not compatible with me, but that's very typical thing to do. And then this is the one, osechi ryori is the one that was, osechi is the one that I just mentioned in vocabs, right? So look at this, like, whoa, amount of food, it's a lot of food. So you can make it on your own style, but there are certain type of food that you make, and it's like, I don't even know all the meanings, but everything has meaning. Like this represents long life or prosperous life, and that's like, it's very interesting to study further. But they have different food. The egg here, the bean here, fish cake here, kamaboko here, and a shrimp. So some people buy it. Like you can see, that's a lot of work to make, all this type of food. But idea is like first 3 days of the year, people basically don't do much and eat, but you still have a good food, right? So you do all the preparation by the end of the year, and then in the new year, especially for 3 days, eat this. Eat the ozoni, which is a soup. The next word, ozoni. Um, ozoni is like a soup, and like this. And depends on where you're from. And within Japan, there are different traditions. So we ate the ozonis of my father's style on the first day. And second and third day, we ate the style from my mom's side because they're from different parts of the country. So each place, I think some of the they use white miso paste. Some of them clear. Usually have omochi, the rice cake in it. I just made one with a standing KitchenAid mixer with the sweet rice. You can make it. It's very sticky, but you eat this, and I think this is also a way to preserve because once you make omochi, it would last certain days, so you don't have to be cooking it, fresh meal each day. So I think the old Japanese people's wisdom is like sort of condensed into this New Year's food. It's really amazing to think about because as you grow up, you don't even think about, what all this means, right? But so those food that you eat, um, and but also the food is like here we were talking about this morning with some of the people at the JCC, but some Latin people eat grapes and make wishes. Um, we have, I guess, Americans eat black-eyed peas. I'm not sure what tradition you have, but Japanese people eat like this kind of stuff. So we can't possibly make everything right for in the states with the ingredients we have, but we did some things because I wanted to my son to see, kind of stuff that we didn't use. So we also made anko. Anko is rice, sweet bean paste. It's inside the mochi or outside, or we can eat it either way. But you basically have these special beans with sugar, and this is not just for New Year's, so you can eat it anytime. But and it's good with ice cream or mochi, or it could be toast. It could be anything. I love it. So and then here. Otoshidama, that's the last thing we mentioned. Otoshidama is basically what you get money for the new year. See, this is a $10 bill here. $10 bill. This is 10,000 yen, which is $100. So with the little pouch, you get money, especially when you're kids. Might start with 200 yen, which is a couple dollars. Could be higher. I'm not sure. Maybe it's higher now in Japan, but um, if you can get it from your relatives, your grandparents, your parents. So you see all these relatives for New Year, and you get money. As a kid, that's pretty nice. So, violin, これギターだよ。So that's otoshidama. That's a tradition. This one word here, otoshidama. 何？ギター弾いてるの？うん。すごい。ギター弾けるんだ。Okay. So that's Japan. So used to be like Christmas where everything closed, but now because I guess it's a good opportunity for the business, people start to open up even the New Year first couple of days of the year to do a sale and try to get the sale up and stuff. But so that's a New Year first. So that means people working. Right? Stores open. But so that's that. Let's look at just a little bit of the Marugoto textbook. So we've been looking at this book. Right now we are on lesson 3. 第3課。どうぞよろしく。Hey, like nice to meet you. Kind of One more. どうぞよろしく. So I have this listening exercise looking at the pictures. So first one is Yamada-san. So have the audio here. Let's see, look at that and see what you can. Okay. Here. Listen.
1、はじめまして、山田です。お名前はワンです。ワンさんですね。どうぞよろしく。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
So you can see in this scene, you probably heard Yamada-san, but it's a party and you are meeting new people. So number one, I want to listen again, but this time I want to listen to Yamada-san, but also there's one other person that Yamada-san is meeting, and then what she is doing with that person. So, because this is about meeting, and onamae wa is what is your name, right? What is your name? So, and then dozo yoroshiku is nice to meet you. I think that's okay to say. So, I want you to listen to who Yamada-san is talking to, because this exercise supposedly from A through E. See that on the right? Sato-san, Tanaka-san, Noda-san, Won-san, and Abe-san. So Yamada-san's talking to one of those 5 people. And I want you to be able to listen to it and identify who Yamada-san is meeting with. Okay? So let's do it again.
1、はじめまして、山田です。お名前はワンです。ワンさんですね。どうぞよろしく。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Okay, so who was Yamada-san talking to? Anybody? I know my husband's listening to it, so I'm wondering if he can answer me, but I'm not sure. So you heard, see?
1、はじめまして、山田です。
Yamadaです。Nice to meet you is はじめまして。It's the typical beginning word, right? So はじめまして。
お名前は
お名前は
ワンです。
What? You heard one です。お名前は What is your name? And then it says one です。
ワンです。ワンさんですね。どうぞよろしく。
ワンさんですね。So, oh, you ワンさん。Nice to meet you. どうぞよろしく。Right? So, one is D. So, one sign, you put D here. Oh, it's already here. And number 2, so Kim-san here. Kim-san is meeting with somebody here. But let's see who that person is.
2、キムです。はじめまして。
野田です。どうぞよろしく。
すみません。もう一度お願いします。
野田です。野田。
野田さんですね。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
So you can see the next one, Kim-san is talking to Noda-san. Noda-san, he's wearing this like Japanese style, let's see, the traditional Japanese style. Noda-san is wearing that. Okay, so that is C. So we can see here. And number 3, here, Muhammad. Muhammad is who is he meeting?
3、
はじめまして。私はムハンマドです。お名前は？
佐藤です。
え？
佐藤です。
佐藤さんですね。よろしくお願いします。
はい、so Muhammad さん、by keeping your
3、
はじめまして。私はムハンマドです。
はい、 So, はじめまして。Nice to meet you. 私はムハンマドです。So, I am ムハンマド。
お名前は？
So, is like, you can use it, you don't have to use it. お名前は？ What is your name? お名前は？
佐藤です。
え？
佐藤です。
佐藤さんですね。
So, 佐藤。It? So, what is it? And she said it slower. She got that. Muhammad didn't get it. So, 佐藤さんですね. So, he's repeating. I think that's a good strategy. So, because if you didn't pronounce it right, then maybe she could further correct it. So, he repeated it.
よろしくお願いします。
So, so Muhammad-san was talking to Sato-san. So, A. Number 4, Christina はこれですね。Christina number 4. Who is she reading to?
4はじめまして、クリスティーナです。すみません。もう一度。クリスティーナです。クリスティーナさんですね。私は阿部です。よろしくお願いします。
はい。もう一回聞いてみましょう。もう一回、one more time.
4はじめまして、クリスティーナです。すみません。もう一度。クリスティーナです。クリスティーナさんですね。私は阿部です。よろしくお願いします。
Okay, so who is Christina-san talking to? 阿部さんですね。阿部 number 4 is C. クリスティーナ。
4はじめまして、クリスティーナです。
はじめまして。Nice to meet you. I'm Christina.
すみません。もう一度。
So, it is. Oh, wait. What did you say? すみません. Sorry again, please. すみません。もう一度。すみません。もう一度。So, sorry. Can you say it again? It's もう一度お願いします。But if you just say もう一度 means to please repeat. Okay, so shorter. もう一度。
クリスティーナです。クリスティーナさんですね。
So, Christina, even though it might be common in your culture, maybe Japanese people never heard it, or just, I mean, even like Saul's name, it's short, my husband's name. You know, you might not heard it before, so it's nice to be able to repeat and become familiar with the name. So.
私は阿部です。
はい、私は阿部です。I'm 阿部。So, not be right. We looked at that, but 私は阿部です。I'm 阿部。
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。はい。じゃあ、number 5, Joy さん here. One.
5
Number 5.
ジョイ・カーターです。どうぞよろしく。
ジョイ・カーターさんですね。ジョイさん？カーターさん？
ジョイでお願いします。お名前は？
私は田中真一です。田中でお願いします。
はい。じゃあ、well, this is only one left. But the number 5, Joy さん is talking to 田中さん here. 田中. So let's listen to it because they had a sort of a little bit different conversation, different short conversation here. So.
5
Go.
ジョイ・カーターです。どうぞよろしく。
Right, Joy Kata. So it's the last name, Joy Kata. But usually Japanese people, we say our last name first. Because I think it's an international party, she says Joy Carter. But we usually flip that. But either one's okay.
ジョイ・カーターさんですね。
So he's repeating, say Joy Carter. You are Joy Carter.
ジョイさん、カーターさん。
So Joy-san, it's like you can see the question mark, Joy-san, Kata-san. So like, should I call you Joy-san or Kata-san? Because it could be either way.
ジョイでお願いします。
Joy でお願いします。Please call me Joy. Joy でお願いします。You でお願いします。Put your own name.
お名前は？
私は田中真一です。
私は、お名前は And what is your name? 私は田中真一です。See, he's saying the last name first. 田中真一です。田中 is the last name. It's if you meet more people, like you see that that's the first last name though. It's okay if you are not familiar. But 田中真一, it's fairly common, so Japanese people would know that's the last name. But 田中真一です. So that's how you say that, that order.
田中でお願いします。
田中でお願いします。So he wants Joy-san to call him 田中さんの真一さん。That we prefer. Okay, so that's all. So this one here, if you didn't hear what the person said, what is it? すみません、もう一度。すみません、もう一度。I'm sorry, please say it again. So this one is where are they from? So each person comes from a different country. We want to know where they are from the description you hear. So
1、
number 1.
ワンさんはどちらからですか？中国です。中国の上海です。そうですか。
Okay. So you see the name of the country here, and with the flag, maybe you can figure it out. But 中国 is China. Hankoku is South Korea. North Korea has a different name. So Hankoku is in South Korea. Australia, which is somewhere, Australia. Egypt. And then the last one is Deutsch, Germany. So where is one son from? Let's hear it again.
1、ワンさんはどちらからですか？中国です。中国の上海です。そうですか。
So one son said 中国の上海です。中国 is E, right? You have that answer here. Where are they from? どちらからですか? You heard that, right? One son どちらからですか? So Shanghai, China. Shanghai is not here, but because China's huge, I guess she wanted to specify. Number 2, キムさんはどこから？
2、
キムさんはどちらから？お国は？国。
ああ、私は韓国人です。
韓国ですか。
So キムさん。
2、
キ
ムさんはどちらから？
はい。So キムさんはどちらから？ So you don't, this person didn't say ですか but どちらから you can already communicate where you're from.
お国は
Like, what did you say? お国は
国。
Kuni means country, but if you don't know that word, like that wouldn't, help. But Kim-san figured out, okay, oh, we're talking about a country.
ああ、私は韓国人です。
So Kim-san said, 私は韓国人. So here in this little notebook thing says, Hankoku is a country, right? There's South Korea. Hankoku Jin. Jin, when you put Jin, like it's a person of this country. So Hankoku Jin. This Chinese person is a Chugoku Jin. 日本は日本人。アメリカ人. So you can say that, right? And then language, this has exceptions, but 韓国語. 韓国語 is a language. Korean, 中国語, スペイン語, like that, 日本語. If you put 語, it becomes language. So Kim-san is from Hankoku. So she said 韓国人です. So she said, where are you from? I'm Korean, right? That's how she responded, which is I guess okay because you kind of get the meaning anyway. So Kim-san is D.
3、
ムハンマドさんはどちらから？
エジプトです。エジプトのカイロです。
エジプトから。そうですか。
So, ムハンマドさん。
3、
ムハンマドさんはどちらから？
So, ムハンマドさんはどちらから Same thing. We eliminate the last three words. どちらからムハンマドさんは Where are you from?
エジプトです。
エジプトです。Egypt. エジプトです。
エジプトのカイロです。
エジプトのカイロ。So, Cairo, Egypt.
エジプトから。そうですか。
そうですか is like, oh, I see. Okay. So it's 10:59, so I'll end here, but we'll continue with this exercise and move on with the country. And then if they could speak the language and move on, then we'll do hiragana, continue on the hiragana. And so I hope that you have enjoyed, and I will see you next Saturday. また会いましょう。Bye bye. So we have Bible study now. So if you Bible and would like, please join. I'll be interpreting everything into Japanese, so you get to hear Japanese, live in Japanese. Also, our Japanese friends are joining, so you can hear the real Japanese people speaking Japanese. So, okay, see you. Have a good year, and let's keep learning together.